about. It was a little bit out of order because we had someone on the phone. So we dealt with hers first so she could get going. But anyway, next item was Bledsoe Telephone spoke with the committee about designating some of the APR funds first of all, we talked about the community broadband ready designation for the community. And we voted to approve that. And I'd like to make that in form of a motion. There is a resolution. Was it a resolution, Greg, or was it just a letter? It was just a letter stating that we're a broadband ready community. And I'd like to approve that by the commission, make that in form of a motion.
Bill, do I hear a second?
Second.
Any money involved in this? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
All right, next item was Bledsoe Telephone asked us for a commitment of some ARP funds for the broadband in the area they served. This was just to help them with a grant. If they could get some commitment from us for APR funds, it would help them for their grant. So we talked about committing 20,000 of our APR funds for them for broadband. And that was passed by the committee, and I'd like to make that in form of a motion to approve the 20,000 of APR funds for broadband in the BTC service area.
Motion by Will, do I hear a second?
A question on that. That come out of the general fund or a grant?
Out of the APR funds.
APR fund?
I'm sorry, ARP.
LP.
ARP.
Hear a
American
second?
Recovery Plan.
Second, Mr. Chair.
Second, Mr. Hickey. Roll call, please.
David Chandler,
Yes.
Joy Grissom,
Yes.
Terry Hickey,
Yes.
William Maxwell.
Yes.
Bill Mosley,
Yes.
Nikki Robinson,
Yes.
Henry Simmons.
Yes.
Brian Simmons,
Yes.
Robert Van Winkle.
No.
Kel Crane.
Yes.
You wish to change your vote? Not, motion carries.
Next item, we heard from all other county offices, a long list of them, pretty much anything that has county money for their initial budget request, and we will put that into a preliminary budget, and we will review that again. That's no action to be taken. That was the primary purpose of the meeting. All right, the next few items was the APR funds to distribute that. We have, and Greg, you can correct me if I'm wrong here, we have to prepare a plan and submit that to be able to get the money released. Is that correct? So this is part of that. First item was APR funds for community center. Would be 6 existing community centers to give them $7,500 each. And I'd like to make that in form of a motion.
Bill, do I hear a second?
Second.
Question on that. Where will they get the money for storage?
They'll have to submit a plan on what they're going to use the money for. And it's not that,
They did that already, didn't they?
Somehow, not all.
now they do not get the money. It's just not $7,500, a check for them for $7,500. They have to submit a plan of what they're going to do. And then the county at that point pays that bill for the services that's rendered. Yeah. Or whatever they're going to buy.
Max amount of 75.
If we have funds later, we can come back and revisit that. But
It's what was, I think. And a couple of more, it was going to average out, it seemed like it was going to be right around 7,500 for all the projects.
How about Cedar Grove,
And others. Yeah.
Cumminsville, White
Fall
Hill,
Creek.
Apartment Town?
6 different places.
All right, I got a motion and a second. Mr. Crane. Roll call, please.
David Chandler,
Yes.
Joy Grissom,
Yes.
Terry Hickey,
Yes.
William Maxwell.
Yes.
Bill Mosley,
Yes.
Mickey Robinson,
Yes.
Henry Simmons.
Yes.
Brian Simmons.
Yes.
Robert Van Winkle,
Yes.
Cale Crane.
Yes.
Anyone wish to change your vote? Not motion carries.
As the next line, there's a error in the title there. It should say APR funds for fire departments. We discussed giving the 5 fire departments 10,000 each for operations. Same thing, have to submit a plan to what the money would be spent on, and the county would pay for the services rendered or the items out of the county funds. And I'd like to make that in form of a motion.
Motion by Will, do I hear a second? Second, Mr. Van Winkle. Roll call, please.
David Chandler.
Yes.
Joey Grissom,
Yes.
Terry Hickey.
Yes.
William Maxwell.
Yes.
Bill Mosley,
Yes.
Mickey Robinson,
Yes.
Henry Simmons.
Yes.
Brian Simmons.
Yes.
Robert Van Winkle,
Yes.
Cale Crane.
Yes.
Anyone wish to change your vote? No, motion carries.
What was that fund for that went to what? For the fire departments?
It's APR funding for the fire departments.
Are you with the fire department?
Yes.
And you don't recuse yourself?
We don't receive any funds.
I'm not
I'm
receiving
not
money.
paid.
I'm
He's
not paid. No, the fire department will receive equipment or a project
That's
that is
fine.
determined.
They'll receive a benefit from this. I was just asking, but thank you.
Yeah, I'm not,
Departments in the county are volunteer.
trust me, I pay money to be a part of that fire department. About 90 something dollars today, as a matter of fact.
You don't have to work as hard to raise funds. to this one.
And
All right.
I was going to say something real quick. We receive, everybody in here, if you live in Van Buren County, you receive a heck of a service from our fire department.
Yes.
These guys are non-paid. They raise their money, pay their electric bill, their water bill, gas if they have it. And I'm talking about natural gas. And then, of course, gas, I'm not sure how much it costs per ride now with the gas prices the way they are, but in those big trucks, I'm sure it's very expensive. So
Current moment, fuel is eating their lunch.
money is annual, is the COVID money from federal government. Each county in the state of Tennessee, and actually each county in the United States, received money. And like in the projects, what you hear and going here, that's where that money is coming from. It's not coming from county funds that we currently have or anything of that nature. And I'll just clarify, just expand a little bit, Will, if that's okay. When we do the projects, like for instance, what I was talking about the community centers and or fire departments, or whatever project it may be, when we enter that into the computer, into a report, we have to report it. And once that's put in there, we have to say, this is what it's going for. So if community center, let's say he was talking about Cedar Grove, wants, as using that $7,500, put a roof on their building, well, that's what we'll put in there and go in depth as much as we can. You're only allowed a small space. So, but then I'll bring up, and I'll talk about Cedar Grove, Fog Creek Falls, for instance, and Piney, as far as that goes too. When you look at those guys, we do elections there. This year, there will be 3 elections, May, August, and November. And they will have to pay their water bill, their electric bill, and everything. County doesn't give them anything for using those facilities. Come as well as another one's away. Yeah,
Honestly, we understand what you guys go through.
yeah.
And nobody's got a worse fire department, not worse in the sense that they're bad, but I mean, more financially insufficient than the one in Van Buren County and Spencer. Those guys are hurting big time. We appreciate it, what they do. And we know what they sacrifice. Nobody's casting aspersions on the fire department. We just want to know how the finances are coming.
The funds, yeah, are all coming from the federal government, straight, what everybody's getting throughout the country.
Our next item was APR funds. Like I said, all these items are from APR funds to purchase a mower for the county buildings. ARP funds, sorry. Purchase a mower for county buildings. That would be $9,000. I'd make that informed motion.
Zero turn.
Yes.
Your commercial, I'm sure. Promotion by Will, to hear a second. Second, Mr. Van Winkle. Roll call, please.
David Chandler,
Yes.
Joey Grissom,
Yes.
Terry Hickey.
Yes.
William Maxwell.
Yes.
Bill Mosley.
Yes.
Mickey Robinson. Henry Simmons.
Yes.
Brian Simmons.
Yes.
Robert Van Winkle. Cale Crane.
Yes.
Anyone wish to change your vote? Not, motion carries.
Next would be to put up a pole barn and an overhang at the Ag Learning Center. Some of that would be in the back portion of where you enter the Ag Learning Center in the downstairs area. Chris, is that correct? Over that existing building, it would be an attachment to that building. And then also a pole barn out in the area behind, in the gravel lot behind the Ag Learning Center.
Anything you want to add to this, Chris? Anything you want to add to this?
That would be for use of the fair as well as the ag and soil conservation. I'm sorry, 64,000. I did not mention it.
That be contracted out.
Put out for bid or had everything. Nobody else had anything to say.
Oh, I was just asking you. I didn't know.
Yeah, I'll make that in form of a motion.
Bill, to hear a second.
I'll second.
Mr. Chandler. Roll call, please.
David Chandler,
Yes.
Joey Grissom,
Yes.
Terry Hickey.
Yes.
William Maxwell.
Yes.
Bill Mosley.
Yes.
Mickey Robinson.
Yes.
Henry Simmons.
Yes.
Brian Simmons.
Yes.
Robert Van Winkle. Cale Crane.
Yes.
Anyone wish to change your vote? Not, motion carries. Will,
Next item is to purchase a new ambulance for EMS. It would include, of course, the ambulance and associated equipment for patient moving, $250,000. Of course, that would be a bid process as well. And I'd like to make that in form of a motion. This would replace an ambulance that we have currently.
Second, Joey.
motion by Will, second by Mickey. Roll call, please.
David Chandler,
Yes.
Joey Grissom,
Yes.
Terry Hickey.
Yes.
William Maxwell.
Yes.
Bill Mosley,
Yes.
Mickey Robinson,
Yes.
Henry Simmons.
Yes.
Brian Simmons.
Yes.
Robert Van Winkle.
Yes.
Cale Crane.
Yes.
Anyone wish to change your vote? Not, motion carries.
Yes, all these are. Whichever it is.
AARP.
COVID funds.
It's
How's that?
listed on here wrong, so read it off.
Yeah, typo. Sorry. I copied and pasted. All right. Next item is use ARP funds to purchase IT equipment for the mayor's office. $13,000. This is to upgrade the server for the finance system as well as the computers. Is that correct, Jessica? 13. Right. Yeah, we're behind. This gives us a chance to get this equipment up to date. We're in need of updating. And I'd like to make that in form of motion.
Motion by Will, to hear a second. Van Winkle. Roll call, please.
David Chandler.
Yes.
Joey Grissom,
Yes.
Terry Hickey.
Yes.
William Maxwell,
Yes.
Bill Mosley,
Yes.
Mickey Robinson.
Yes.
Henry Simmons.
Yes.
Brian Simmons.
Yes.
Robert Van Winkle.
Yes.
Cale Crane.
Yes.
Anyone wish to change your vote? Not, motion carries.
The next item was the purchase of the contract, the remaining contract to the solid waste truck. So it is a lease purchase option, and we would purchase that truck for $127,000. I'd like to make that in form of a motion.
Roll call, please.
David Chandler.
Yes.
Joey Grissom.
Yes.
Terry Hickey.
Yes.
William Maxwell.
Yes.
Bill Mosley.
Yes.
Mickey Robinson.
Yes.
Henry Simmons.
Yes.
Brian Simmons.
Yes.
Robert Van Winkle.
Yes.
Cale Crane.
Yes.
Anyone wish to change your vote? Not motion carries.
All right, the next item was a couple of signs for the buildings. We had some bad information on that. It was not correct. So I would like to send that one back to committee for further review. We did not have the correct pricing, as I understand. So we just skipped that. So next item, that concludes the COVID money, American Rescue Plan money. The next item is a budget amendment to fix a sewer problem in the admin building here. So there's a portion of line that is a recurring problem. We would move $5,000 to line 101-518-000-335 from fund balance. That is in county buildings. 518-00-335. Fund balance 39. To cover the repair of the sewer line. I'd like to make that in the form of a motion.
His repairs already been made.
No. But it has cost us like $1,500 every time, or how much? Every time they come to work to clear the blockage, it's $1,500. And they've been here at least, yeah. So this will take care of it. Make that in form of motion.
Bill to approve. Do I hear a second?
Question. All this money coming from block grant?
This is not the other ones, but.
It wasn't block grant, it was COVID grant.
COVID money.
American Rescue.
Not costing the county nothing.
This one will.
This one will,
Yeah, this
but
one.
the others didn't cost county nothing.
That's correct.
This is necessary, save money, keep them having to do it.
We're spending more than that in a year's time.
Okay, thank you.
Motion by Will. Do I hear a second?
I'll second, Chairman.
Second, Mr. Mosley. Roll call, please.
It's Terry that seconded it.
Terry, oh, sorry.
David Chandler.
Yes.
Joey Grissom.
Yes.
Terry Hickey.
Yes.
William Maxwell.
Yes.
Bill Mosley.
Yes.
Mickey Robinson.
Yes.
Henry Simmons.
Yes.
Brian Simmons.
Yes.
Robert Van Winkle. Cale Crane.
Yes.
Anyone wish to change your vote? Not motion carries.
Well, last item was solid waste exemption. That's there for your information. We take care of that in committee. And other than that, I have nothing else, Chairman.
This item number 5, is that the stuff we just went through, correct? Or is this something different?
Oh, it's different.
Okay. Budget line items for capital projects, American Rescue Plan funds.
We did not discuss this in committee. So this is
What you approved is the line.
but we will have to go approve these individually as well. All right.
Because some of this needs to be purchased before the new money. Spend the money.
Let me make sure I have to understand this correctly. These are line items we're creating in capital projects. All right. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to create line item 171-588-35-335 in capital projects. ARP grant for maintenance and repairs of buildings in the amount of $45,000.
Got a motion by Will. Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
Second, Mr. Chandler. Roll call, please.
David Chandler,
Yes.
Joey Grissom,
Yes.
Terry Hickey,
Yes.
William Maxwell.
Yes.
Bill Mosley,
Yes.
Mickey Robinson, Henry Simmons.
Yes.
Brian Simmons.
Yes.
Robert Van Winkle,
Yes.
Dale Crane.
Yes.
It was just moving, it's creating a line item in capital projects for the, and moving the money to that line for the community centers. So we already approved to give them the money, but now we have to go back and, so the money's in one lump sum, we have to divide it out into separate line items.
We've never had, these are ARP codes, we've never had these codes.
So that's for the community, the 7,500 that you talked about earlier for the communities.
That just puts the money in the correct line item where it can be used.
Now they have to do that for each item.
Yep. 7 more to go, or 6 more to go.
Can I ask how much we got for COVID from the government?
So it's in 2 different sections. Greg, I'll defer that to you. I don't know exactly the,
So little over 1.14 million.
1.1.
coming in 2 different,
Two different, yeah.
Well, allotments.
2 allotments. Yes. You have to spend the first one before you can get the second. All right. Next item, I would like to make a motion to create line item 171-58836-316 capital projects. ARP grant contributions. This would be for the fire departments in the amount of $50,000. 10,000 times 5 departments.
Got a motion by Will. Do I hear a second? Second, Mr. Van Winkle. Roll call, please.
David Chandler,
Yes.
Joey Grissom,
Yes.
Terry Hickey.
Yes.
William Maxwell.
Yes.
Bill Mosley.
Yes.
Mickey Robinson. Henry Simmons.
Yes.
Brian Simmons.
Yes.
Robert Van Winkle,
Yes.
Dale Crane.
Yes.
Anyone wish to change your vote? Not motion carries.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to create line item 171-58856-336 capital projects, ARP grant, maintenance and repair of equipment for the mower, in the amount of $9,000.
Motion by Will. Do I hear a second? Second by Mickey. Roll call, please.
David Chandler.
Yes.
Joey Grissom,
Yes.
Terry Hickey,
Yes.
William Maxwell.
Yes.
Bill Mosley.
Yes.
Mickey Robinson,
Yes.
Henry Simmons.
Yes.
Brian Simmons,
Yes.
Robert Van Winkle, Dale Crane.
Yes.
Change your vote. Not motion carries.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to create line item 171-58835-335 capital projects, ARP grant, maintenance and repair of buildings. This is for the overhang at the Ag Learning Center and the pole barn in the amount of $64,000.
Motion by Will. To hear a second.
I'll second that motion. I'll second it.
Second, Mr. Mosley. Roll call, please.
David Chandler.
Yes.
Joey Grissom,
Yes.
Terry Hickey,
Yes.
William Maxwell.
Yes.
Bill Mosley.
Yes.
Mickey Robinson,
Yes.
Henry Simmons.
Yes.
Brian Simmons.
Yes.
Robert Van Winkle,
Yes.
Dale Crane.
Yes.
Anyone wish to change your vote? If not, motion carries.
Ready? Did I do number 2? Yeah.
The fire department.
All right, next thing, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to create line 171-58837-718 capital projects, ARP grant for motor vehicles, an amount of $250,000. This is for the ambulance.
Motion by Will. To hear a second. Second, Mr. Van Winkle. Roll call, please.
David Chandler.
Yes.
Joey Grissom,
Yes.
Terry Hickey.
Yes.
William Maxwell.
Yes.
Bill Mosley,
Yes.
Mickey Robinson,
Yes.
Henry Simmons.
Yes.
Brian Simmons.
Yes.
Robert Van Winkle.
Yes.
Dale Crane.
Yes.
Anyone wish to change your vote? Not motion carries.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make the motion to Create line item 171-588-38-709, capital projects, ARP grant. Data processing equipment. This is for the server, printer, and computers in the mayor's office, $13,263.75.
Motion by Weld to approve, to second.
I'll second.
One more.
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
David Chandler,
Yes.
Joey Grissom,
Yes.
Terry Hickey,
Yes.
William Maxwell,
Yes.
Bill Mosley.
Yes.
Mickey Robinson,
Yes.
Henry Simmons.
Yes.
Ron Simmons.
Yes.
Robert Van Winkle.
Yes.
Gail Crane.
Yes.
Anyone wish to change your vote? Not, motion carries. Will,
All right, I'd like to make a motion to increase line 171-588-37-718. That's motor vehicles by the amount of $127,000. That's for the solid waste truck. We already created the line up here for the ambulance. We're just increasing it by 127 more.
motion by Will to hear a second.
I'll second.
Second, Mr. Chandler. Roll call, please.
David Chandler.
Yes.
Joey Grissom,
Yes.
Terry Hickey,
Yes.
William Maxwell.
Yes.
Bill Mosley.
Yes.
Mickey Robinson,
Yes.
Henry Simmons,
Yes.
Ron Simmons,
Yes.
Robert Van Winkle,
Yes.
Gail Crane.
Yes.
Anyone wish to change your vote? Not, motion carries. Bill? Everything in there.
I think that's it.
Got everything covered with that. Number 6, approval of the bid for plumbing for administrative building.
I'm sorry, we already took care of that under committee A.
Bid approval for jail sheriff's department fingerprinting machine and copier.
When we're going into this current year's operating budget, last year, we approached the county commission, told them that, and let you guys know that our fingerprint machine was reaching its end of life. In other words, the vendor would not carry parts for it. Vendor would not do any type of remote support for it. You guys transferred, I believe, either $20,000 or $25,000 into our budget for the express purchase of purchasing a fingerprint machine. Went to bid. There's 2 bids received. One's from Searchy. It's outlined in the letter that I prepared for you guys. And the other bid is from Endemia. Endemia used to be the old Morpho company. Morpho is on the state bid. However, theirs is only for the DMV fingerprinting systems. It's not for the ones that go inside jails. Searchy was the lowest bid. It is my intent to ask for the commission's approval to enter into a contract with Searchy to purchase the machine. There was only about $3,000 difference between the two. Honestly, I can't see enough of a difference between the two to justify spending $3,000 of taxpayer money on it. Now for the printers and the copiers, one copier has reached its end of life. Previous to that, both copiers were on separate contracts, separate bids, which was causing kind of a invoice issue for the fact that you had 2 different bills that go into the exact same line, essentially. So what we've done is we went out to bid for it. They've actually come back with a bid that is lower than what we are currently spending, that is also adjusted for color and black and white form to handle more of what we're using now. The contract is with our current vendor, Nova Tech. They have given us excellent service throughout the years. It's actually the same company that our 911 center contracts with. The contract with them includes basically unlimited tech support, unlimited warranty, maintenance issues, and ink as needed on a monthly basis. The only thing it does not cover is paper essentially, but it does cover the ink. I think I done a 60-month savings in it, which I'm not, forgive me, I don't have a copy of the letter if one of y'all don't care. But there's actually a 60 months cost savings there. If I recollect properly, it would be somewhere in the neighborhood of $4,000 or $5,000 across 60 months that we would actually be saving.
2,500.
2,500, sorry. I guess that's what I get for not bringing a copy. But that's basically it.
Those bids comparable to each other? You took the lowest bid?
For the printers, there was only one bid, and it was the current company. For the fingerprint machine, there was only two. I have elected to ask you guys to enter into a contract for the lowest bidder.
Right.
So we just take over what they're paying now, but y'all don't, I don't have a copy of that. Y'all don't have a copy of that in your. The bid he's gotten is for how many copies? Two. It's $412.
Which I think our other bids was approximately, I think our current prices are $490.
And we had, so that's basically a wash. Right? We're not increasing any. Yeah. But the fingerprint machine, that was in the budget last year too, for
$30,000 in the budget last year.
currently today. Well, I thought that was in this budget.
I was under the impression that it was, that's why.
I looked and I couldn't.
That's got, I don't care to, I think we can approve the contract for the copier or the bid for the copier, but the other's got to go to committee if it's not in the budget.
Whose term expired?
The current one is expired.
Are you still using it?
We are still using it. However, if there's a problem
Right.
and we call customer support, they, for lack of a better term, tell us to pound sand.
We,
I would think you need to take it to the anyway, so you can bring it to this. Because you don't have to. Anyway.
even on the copier, we can accept the copier.
You can do the copy.
That's what I meant, yeah.
For the copier, no.
No.
For the fingerprint machine, there were only two, approximately $3,000 difference between the two. Which is what I referenced inside the letter.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to refer all this to committee A.
These notary approvals, we gotta do them separate. We do them all together. All together.
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve all three of them. We got approval for Crystal Mills, Kristen Cox, and Haley Boyd. Motion by Will to approve, or second? Second, Mickey. Roll call, please.
David Chandler,
Yes.
Joey Grissom,
Yes.
Terry Hickey,
Yes.
William Maxwell.
Yes.
Bill Mosley.
Yes.
Mickey Robinson.
Yes.
Henry Simmons,
Yes.
Brian Simmons.
Yes.
Robert Van Winkle. Kel Crane.
Yes.
You want to wish to change your vote? No, motion carries. Item number 11, Master Intergovernmental Cooperative Purchasing Agreement. Savit, did I
I
pronounce
can
that
speak
right?
on that.
Huh?
I can speak on that.
Okay.
That is a contract we use to purchase some equipment for the CDBG grant. It is a cooperative purchasing agreement. This audit says we have to approve this agreement. And I'll take responsibility for that. I didn't realize we had to do that when we made the purchase. We've already made the purchase. Audit just says we have to back up and approve this contract.
This will do for anything that, like the ambulance on their USDA grant, it will cover everything. Do it. You only have to do it one time with Savic and you're good from there on.
SAVIC is a cooperative buying or cooperative purchasing group. and we're just approving their contract. I'll make that in form of motion to approve that.
Motion by Will to approve. Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Mr. Chandler. Is there any money for this?
No.
All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? No, motion
They get
carries.
their money from the vendor.
Item number 12, reappointment of David Chandler, Mickey Robinson, and Stephen Walling to Beer Board. Any action?
Mr. Chairman, motion to approve.
Motion approved by Will. There a second?
I'll second. I'll second.
Green. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Not motion carries. Any old business? Any new business?
Got a few things. Like to appoint Mr. Cale Crane to the Agricultural Board.
Need to do that.
Yep. Motion to approve Cale Crane to the Ag Board.
Motion by Will, second by who?
Brian.
Mr. Simmons. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Who's carried?
Okay, next one is you'll see in your packet, this here, Jessica just handed it to me. And this is where the HVAC repair for the buildings that was done, what, January, I think, or something like that. It's just got to approve the line item for that. And that's a part of the ARP
So
money.
the best I understand, we approved this to be spent out in January. We just never moved the money. Okay. Fixed the line item. Okay.
This is ARP money. Any action?
Motion to approve. Do I need to state this line item in the budget for the minutes? All right, motion to approve the increase of $36,600 in line 171-58835-335, maintenance and repair buildings. That is in capital projects, and that will come from fund balance.
The motion by Will, to hear a second. Second, Mr. Van Winkle. Roll call, please.
Yes.
Grissom,
Yes.
Terry Hickey.
Yes.
William Maxwell.
Yes.
Bill Mosley,
Yes.
Mickey Robinson.
Yes.
Henry Simmons.
Yes.
Brian Simmons.
Yes.
Robert Van Winkle.
Yes.
Dale Green.
Yes.
Anyone wish to change your vote? Not motion carries. Any other new business?
Got a couple of things. I was just going to cover, you see the balance, trial balance that you have on your desk or on your front of you there. It's dated today's date. Just like to go over this, and this is not ARP money. This is what we have in our accounts as of today from the trustee's office. County General Fund is $2,346,239.01. Courthouse jail maintenance, $26,679. Sanitation, $115,669. Ambulance fund is $253,067. Local purpose tax, $143,807. Drug control, $85,487. And then we'll go down, we'll skip the highway. I can go ahead and say the highway though, I guess. $2,877,753. Debt service, $669,634. That is what we have currently in our active funds. And I know there's been a lot of people ask questions about that off and on, you know, with videos and things like that, and talk about the county budget not being real good. Well, it's pretty darn good. Those funds are doing well and very strong. Next thing I have, and that was just information to give to you. Next thing I was just going to cover real quick. Melissa and I closed on the BDS property yesterday. Thank goodness, right? Yeah. Got that sold and done. We deposited as the commission had voted a few months ago. It's been a while back when we first put it up for sale, that 100,000 of that goes to the school general purpose. It did yesterday. Also, we put 106,000 and change. I can't remember those exact numbers. Melissa May, I don't know if she, yeah. Into the general fund. And that'd be something that we would need to discuss within Committee A. And that brings me to the next thing. I was just going to cover that we closed it. All is done. Melissa's really glad to have it over with. I am too. Committee A, I would like to schedule Committee A and B. Calendar out here. We'll have, that is to schedule for the Board of Education, Road Department, Sheriff Department, Jail, for budget next year, and any other items that will need to be brought up before next meeting. So y'all have any dates that you cannot, what's the best dates? Would like to do that possibly sometime latter part of this month, maybe the 1st of April.
Do the 5th prior to the water board meeting?
Yeah. April the 5th, okay with everybody on Committee A?
I mean, water board's gonna meet at
4:30.
4:30.
You'll do it prior to 2 o'clock, okay, Mr. Van Winkle? Mickey? David, 2? Depends on your schedule.
We can do it after the water board if that served better. It doesn't matter.
2's good with me. Okay. And then Committee B, is there any dates?
Anytime.
Anytime? Y'all want to do it? Terry, you're going to,
I'm good anytime.
Terry and Brian's on that board. How about the 5th? We just do that after the water board. Let's say about 5:30. Is that okay?
Sounds good.
Okay, so we'll do 5th,
5:30, what's that date?
the 5th of April.
Fifth.
Chris, the convenience center in Piney, what we got plans. Get everything from new
But
business.
we will. Yeah, I don't have nothing else. Nope.
New business from the commission. Is there anybody in the audience wish to address the board?
Item number 11, I didn't catch what that was about. Savic,
Avic purchasing agreement.
what is that?
It's where we used a purchasing agreement to purchase some stuff for the CBDG grant.
Okay, and so we've already been using it, but it never went through committee?
Yes, I didn't understand that it had to be agreed
So
upon
it
by the
didn't go
commission.
through committee, but she went ahead and pushed it through today in this meeting. Yet
It's been
this-
through committee.
Yet this gentleman didn't get to go through committee and you said it had to go to committee. So I'm confused.
His is pertaining to money.
Mhm. And yours is pertaining to,
It's just approving, we purchased off of this cooperative buying agreement. It's state approved.
why does it have to be approved in this meeting?
Our auditor
Yes,
said that it needed to be approved by the commission. We have on the USDA grant, the grant that he's talking about was last year's grant, right? That was in last year's grant. This year in the USDA, we're purchasing equipment for the ambulance service,
okay,
going to the ambulances
right.
and able to
Yes.
use this. And SAVIC, like Will said, it's a national purchasing agreement that people use throughout the
We're
United
just
States.
adopting it, basically. It's not
We're-
even,
Right. It's
So
no
you're
money
adopt-
cost.
So it's adopted directly and here it's not required to go committee. It's never
No,
gone to committee
no,
before.
no.
Okay, that was my confusion because.
There's no,
there's
You
really no
apologize
reason for it to
that.
go
there's
to
no money
committee.
associated to this.
Okay, all
To
right.
do it, it's
Yeah.
free. We don't pay them, the vendors.
They make
pay
their
them.
money from the vendor. The
Yeah.
vendor pays the share to use this cooperative purchasing agreement. So there's
Okay.
no money as far as county money to be a part of this. There's no
Yeah.
monies.
That's why I
period.
didn't go to committee A.
Okay, all right. And then I was in communication with the comptroller's office today. And I was asking them about, our arrangement right now. We have to give reports every week on our financial standing.
Mhm.
And I was asking them when that would stop, and they didn't know. They said until we're in good order. So it appears though, even though we have all this money, we're not. So what is it required? I don't even know. What's required for us to be in good order?
Actually, that's a good question for them to ask for them, for them to answer.
You don't-
But
you don't know.
actually, I favor them doing it the way we're doing it. I mean, we've gotten used to it and really, and actually, one of those were up here, they were here last month. And I was like, I wish you'd keep it up.
They will keep it up.
Yeah.
I was just asking if we knew what was required so that we didn't need it anymore.
They hadn't, you'll have to ask them
Right. So we're still in this. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
and hope we stay that way. So.
Could you explain a little bit what's going to happen with the dump, with the transaction that just happened, and how us as citizens, if it'll affect us in any way, as far as getting rid of our garbage every week?
What was the question? I'm sorry.
He wants to know how we're gonna have a convenience center that has now disappeared.
In Piney,
Yes, right. Well, that one serviced Piney and that area.
we are working on that. We had a place to put it. We had some blowback from some of the people that were living there. We have a location. It's,
Say where it is now?
no, we sold that property.
Okay, so that's what happened. So
Yeah.
That's the one down the gas station road, right? Off of 111? No. Is that the one up on the hill as you're going south on the
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was the property we were talking about that was sold. So, yeah, that's the reason why we had to close it down and pull it out.
But the one at Drake and Shockley is working basically
Oh, yeah,
full
yeah.
time.
Yeah, Drake,
And it increased, and we increased some hours.
all of the other convenience centers are open. This one had shut down because we sold the property.
We did increase the hours at the one in Spencer.
Yeah. Increased hours, you go online or we'll give those to you. We opened up now 1 to 5 on Thursdays. Saturday, Friday and Saturday still the same, but we increased Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday to 5 o'clock. Exactly. I'll be saying that in September.
Wait,
HVAC repair that we raised about 33,600 more because it was more than what y'all had
Originally done, yeah.
So we had a bid for less than that before prior and then it got moved up.
No, they just assumed what it would cost, put that amount in the line item, and when those bids came in, all of those bids were more than what they had originally.
This wasn't enough money in the line item to cover what the bid was.
When the line item was created, there wasn't any bids to go on, there was just a certain amount put in there.
Yes.
When those bids came in, it was more.
Was that repair on this building here? Or what's that?
No.
Oh,
It was the reading systems in all the churches and county buildings, and then the new HVAC units for like the theater.
You had the Fair Building, Bear College, and the library, and we're taking the library, which is inside. Their HVA system is inside in a closet. And we've had, over the years, nothing but problems. We have now free money to be able to fix that and take it outside. So it's going to be moved outside. So a little bit of extra work that's going to have to be done there.
All those readings have already been put in on the churches, so he's been paid for all that, so when he does these big units, we need the money in there.
And I assume all of those are HVAC systems now are under warranties.
Yes, and
Do you know for how long?
Heather has something. I want to say 3 years.
So it's gonna be more work than what the original bid on, so never the bids on that.
No,
It's just.
no, the money when it was put in the line item, it was, I think it was $50,000. That was when they first made a list of what the money they could spend on, and then when they got bids, it was more than that. There was no bids to start.
Again, of course, and all that come with ARP money.
Any other questions?
I'm not good on the math. What did we get for the property total?
So price was $220,000 after fees and lawyer fees and the commission. It was 206,000 and change.
We came down on the 250. You'd originally said 250 minimum. So we sold it for 206.
I don't think anybody.
It was sold for 220. It was
Oh,
approved here.
I said the committee A, and the man walked out of the room and said it wasn't going for less than 250. Now, I'm getting old, but I'm not senile yet.
But we brought both the offers to the last commission meeting and the commissioners.
So you came down to 206.
220.
From 250 to 220. Okay. So from 550 to 220.
Yes.
What a drop.
I recommend it. I didn't recommend that we listed it.
What's 550?
I understand 550 is what we put into that piece of property when we bought out.
538,000, I believe.
Huh?
575.
Okay.
570?
We got
That-
in their contract.
Yeah.
That included everything.
300,000, so we came up. I
Made money off of those for the past 7 years, however long.
We took
5 years.
took a beating.
Well, we actually ended up getting a garbage truck out of that, which was about probably at least $115,000 at the time. How many roll-offs did we get out of that? Y'all know?
There was like 27.
Okay, those are sitting all over the county. Every time one of them drops, the county gets $350 plus every ton of garbage that goes in them. And I would say that most of them stays out at all times.
Yeah, we are lucky to have one open top.
We got 2 state contracts out of that. How much money has the county brought in off those 2 state contracts in 7 years?
Actually, I'd have to add that up, but it's quite a bit of money. Actually, there was the conservation side, the hotel side, DOT, and there was one more, and I can't recall.
Prison.
The prison, yes, I'm sorry. So we actually had 4 contracts.
I'm going to say that we have probably tripled that figure that you give in the last. So this 200 something thousand is just a bonus, sir.
Why my taxes went up 220%.
Your taxes went up because people kept calling the comptroller and getting them up here, and they wouldn't let us count half the money that we had in our budget at the time. I actually recorded a conversation I had with them, and they told me that if I didn't vote to raise the taxes, they was going to come in here and shut down your ambulance service, your fire department funds was going to be cut off. And they were going to lay off everybody in this building that wasn't an elected official.
It's actually way more complicated than anybody's saying right now. I mean, it's just way more complicated than that. And I know everybody wants to point the finger at somebody or other, but there's no one sitting in this room that's not complicit in what happened. Maybe you didn't come to meetings and you weren't keeping track of what was going on. And then our commission, unfortunately, believed a lot of things people said, like just be green. I mean, you guys went along with that blindly. And that's why the comptroller came in here. It's way more complicated, and we're not going to win this fight fussing at each other tonight.
Sometimes people tell you stuff that's not true.
That's correct. Yes.
At the end of the day, my taxes are up 220%. And I'll bet you, when we have a recession and the state quits sending you all this money, you're going to be back for more in a year. You let us go through a recession, and that 5 million he mentioned, it'll be gone.
We're not using any of this state money for reoccurring costs for now. We're not. This is one-time purchases that we're using this state money, federal money. I don't agree with all the money they're sending us, but if we don't spend it, guess what? Somebody else will. I don't agree with it, but hey,
it's actually
it helps us
1.14
purchase an
million, it's not 5
ambulance.
million.
We're able to buy an ambulance with this. That before we were having to use county funds to buy that ambulance. The garbage truck. That's gonna save you what? How much is that lease a year?
48,000, right at
So look,
48,000.
$48,000 we're saving by using that federal money to purchase that.
And you're my representative, and you're the one that told me
I didn't know.
that the auditor was the problem.
When did
not
I, well,
that the
when
state
did I
auditors
speak
were
with
the
you?
Problem, not us.
Whenever you both need questions.
I haven't really seen you in, I mean, till.
Chairman,
Yeah.
make a motion, adjourn.
Second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Be opposed.